Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Aaron. I'm here with Ray, editor and lead analyst at Technology Profits Confidential. Ray, big question for you. It's on the top of everybody's mind. How long can stocks keep going up? We're talking about there's inflation fears in the economy now. The housing market could be overheated. Employers are having to raise wages at sandwich shops because they can't find enough qualified folks. Is stimulus ending or evictions coming back? It looks like, you look at it from 30,000 feet, it looks like the economy's a big mess. But you look at the stock market and it just goes up, 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 up. So what's going on and what's the way to play it? What do you think?
Well, I think they're going to, essentially the stock market could go up, who knows, long after we're dead. But talking about looking forward here a little bit more near term, I think it looks very bullish. I think we've got some issues with supply chain disruptions and all this pent up demand bursting forth with COVID-19 related stuff, and a lot of government money flowing in, adding fuel to the fire with the stimmies, the Biden bucks or the Trump bucks, whatever you want to call them. And in the short term, we're seeing some inflation, but I think it's a transitory phenomenon. I don't think we're going to be worrying about it for too long. At the same time, we've got all this economic growth, and all this money flowing into the economy is supportive of asset prices. Is very supportive of the stock market. And, I think the trend that we've seen since 2009, where the stock market has just done really well, is there's no reason once we're past this little chapter in economic history of the United States, we're going to see it keep on doing really well.
If you had to pick a risk that could derail what we've seen in the markets, the post-COVID recovery, post the lows in March last year, I mean, we're talking about a historic rise. And if I put you on the spot and you had to pick one thing that could derail it, is it, I don't know, residential real estate is just completely crazy and that goes sideways? Is it inflation, gets to 1970s levels and, the monetary policy can't keep in front of it and it turns into a disaster? If I pressed you and made you pick one, do any of those factors worry you, or do you think that this is all going to sort out in time and it's just sky's the limit?
I think it's going to sort out. I mean, inflation is an obvious risk. If I'm wrong and it is durable, you're going to see repricing for a lot of companies that are, maybe not profit earning or revenue earning yet, working on really cool stuff, technology stocks and so on. We could see some trouble there. We have seen some trouble already this year, although that seems to be over. The housing market, I think we're in a different environment than we were in last time we had a housing crisis. We're seeing just a lot of fundamental demand and there aren't enough houses to go around. Materials prices are high right now. Again, a lot of it's COVID-19 related, but we've already seen lumber prices start to ease off, which should help, like with new construction and so on. So, I think we'll probably return to an environment very much like where we were before COVID-19 hit us, and, which is very good for the stock market. So, I'm predicting we're not too far from Dow 50,000. And, I'd be looking at that number, at that signpost, as evidence that my thesis is accurate.
One final question for you. You mentioned tech stocks a second ago. Is there a particular, if everything's going to go up, is there a particular sector that really has your eye that could go up even faster as everything else levitates also?
Well, there's several areas of tech. I think we're at the beginning of an extremely disruptive period. You could call it the fourth industrial revolution. You talked about higher labor prices, which may not be so great for business, but is really good for American people. But turning to these areas that we're talking about, I think over the next 10 years, we're probably going to see tech's share of the economy double over, and that's a lot. All right. And some very credible forecasters are predicting this. So I will be looking at these areas of technology that are really going to improve productivity, are going to reduce costs and so on, like artificial intelligence, Internet of Things and things like that. As electric vehicles are really great right now. I will be looking at areas like those for investment.
So it's interesting to think that as far as the markets have come in the last 18 months, that this could just be the beginning, and we're set for even more of a rise. It's gonna be fun to watch, and hopefully you, me, and everybody watching is positioned appropriately, because this could be special. Ray, thanks for taking a few minutes to update everybody. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon.